Drew?
He's got a comedy album coming out, and everything I've heard so far is awesome.
You know,
So if I could do like a laugh spot on that.
I think the kids. I think he's really talented. I'm obviously not a 15-year-old girl, so I don't fully, I don't fully get it, or you know. But I remember when I was well, no, I guess I was older than that. No, yeah, when I was a teenager, like 17, is when NSYNC and Backstreet blew up, and so I was old enough. I was young enough that all the girls around me like were just on that cusp of like they were super into it, but kind of ashamed to admit it, but they were really into it. But I mean, you know, I remember seeing
you're old enough at 15. Then.
Yeah, I was old enough, and so I get it. I get the Bieber fever, and I actually heard a song somebody played me on his album because I haven't really liked the stuff. The first few things he's put out, I just wasn't really feeling. And then someone played me this song called "You Smile" or "When I Smile." You smile. You smile. Yeah. You smile. It sounds like a Motown record, and I gotta say, I don't know who's picking songs for him, but if he doesn't put that song out, he's nuts because that's the song I heard it one time and I could sing it right now, and so he does have some good music.
Sing it. Hey man. Hey.
You smile, I smile. That's the chorus. That's all I remember. Thank you, Justin. You're so cute.
I love it. With 4th of July being on Sunday, what's your one favorite 4th of July food?
Fried pickles. No, I'm just 4th of July food.
Ribs, man.
Fried. Ribs. Yeah, I'd probably say.
Ribs. Hot dogs.
Man, what? 4th of July, you just want to eat junk food. So I mean, you know, it's a good time to be at a fair. So. I mean, I would say
whatever soaks it up.
Big turkey leg, funnel cake.
That is.
You know, funnel cake, man. I used to sell corn dogs, so I'm gonna throw that on there. Corn dogs.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
All you corn dog salesman kids out there, just know that.
I somehow started selling corn dogs, ended up in the music business.
Yeah, it's the logical first step.
So if I could just sell corn dogs, I could get a record deal.
And there it was.
And there it was, Oklahoma State Fair.
And now you guys, do you have any special questions you want to ask for OneRepublic? And don't be shy because up close and personal.
I want to know, how did you get your name OneRepublic?
Zach, how did we get our name OneRepublic?
That's always my question to answer.
Do you know?
Do you know?
You're so sweet about it.
So, anyway, this is how we started. Turn the lights down a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take you way back, way back. Denver, 1902. I'm just kidding. Like, back in the day when Ryan and I were talking about, like, forming the band.
2002.
2002, not 1902. I'm not that old. We just wanted a name that would mean something, not just some random, like, thing out of the hat, and something that would be strong. And so it started Republic. And then after a while we decided if you Google Republic, you're going to get pages and pages of all kinds of random stuff before we would ever even show up.
Like China.
Like China and stuff.
Country, Republic of.
Big things like China. So we decided to put one in front of it, unify it even more. Ryan saw the word Republic on a map, and that's kind of where Republic started. And ever since, that's us.
There you go.
Any more questions for OneRepublic?
Yeah, I got one.
Up front.
Who do you do cover songs of? Who do you cover, or if at all, do you like to cover?
Don't tell them the secrets tonight.
We switch our cover songs based on, we know probably at this point eight or nine that we have kind of in our repertoire, and we do cover songs based on what country or audience. We quickly learned that, like, doing a certain cover song, if you're playing like an all ages, like, you know, like kind of scene club in Orange County with a bunch of like scene kids, you can't go in there and do like a Tears for Fears song because they're not going to even know who Tears for Fears is.
Like they might get like a popular Beastie Boys cover.
Yeah, so you do like a Beastie Boys, you do something that,
like not Jackson Brown.
No. So we match it to like the audience. We did John Mayer tour, we were doing like you know, we'd cover like
Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah, Buffalo Springfield, and you know, any of that kind of like 70s era stuff, 80s. We just did Bon Jovi, so we were doing Shout, Tears for Fears, and of course the whole audience knew it. And but then we did like a White Stripes song, and we got a bunch of blank stares. Nobody had. We were doing Seven Nation Army, and it didn't. Yeah. So it just depends on. It depends. We do it everything.
Bon Jovi.
Everything from Stand By Me to when we first started touring, like a while ago, years ago, we did Umbrella had just come out, and so we did a pretty fierce cover of Umbrella, and
My first show with the band like 7 years ago, I remember, I think I half got the job in this, or the gig as guitarist was because I knew that whole Darkness song,
oh yeah,
which I think we played half of.
I believe in a
like,
thing called love. I believe in a thing called love.
like our first show, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. Again, a song that probably 90% of the people here don't know. But that's fine. But the guy in the back knows. He's nodding and laughing. If you don't know it, Google or go to YouTube. It is the funniest music video of the last like 10 years.
I actually interviewed that guy once, and he was so drunk.
Justin
on the phone.
Hawkins?
Yes, out of his mind.
He's a madman.
He's a parody. Like if you see
100%.
Spinal Tap, he is literally the dude from Spinal Tap, but he's not joking.
It was the most ridiculous interview I've ever done in my radio career.
It's amazing. And his voice is unreal too.
Yeah, couldn't understand half the things
I think
he said.
Adam Lambert covered one of it. He has a song on his album that's written by this dude, and it's hysterical. It's amazing.
Love it. We got more questions out there? Don't be shy.
Yes.
Come on.
One more.
Over there.
How long have you guys been friends?
Are you guys still friends?
we were friends for a while. It was great. Yeah. Well, Zach and Ryan met when they were 16 or 15.
I met Zach. I was on Yahoo, and it was a straight up how to catch a catch a predator.
Zach said he
I was 14, and he was posing as a 30-year-old.
I'm in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hang out? You know, you're not from that show, How to Catch a Predator, right? But I'm going to drive to your house anyway.
And
See what happens.
And it turns out they were both 16, so they started playing soccer.
Yeah. Now we were on a soccer team. We were on a soccer team together, and we were like 17, I think. We were on a soccer team, and so that was like what, 2 years ago, and yeah, we were on a soccer team together, and my car was always breaking down, and so he lived somewhat close to where I did, so I started bumming rides off of him, and then when I got in his car or his Jeep or whatever you were driving at the time, he had something, whatever he was playing on his his CD player, I really liked, and I was like, oh, cool, and then that started a conversation about music, and then went to his house one time, and he was just going nuts on guitar because he grew up in Spain, and so he can play flamenco guitar like a crazy, like Antonio Banderas or Puss in Boots, as we know him now. Puss in Boots. And so anyway, that kind of started, and then we started playing at church together. My aunt and uncle were youth leaders at a church, and so we started playing at the church during summers, and then one thing led to another, and we were like, look, we're not getting any younger, let's try a band. Started a band in Colorado Springs, and yeah, and that kind of, evolved to this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Good answer.
Yes.
More questions out there? On the back?
Can you play some crazy flamingo music?
Give her a little taste.
He's got this thing about his fingers and the strings. He's got an excuse. Yeah.
It's like it really sucks on these strings, so I'm not going to. Just sound.
Zach, come on. Don't be a weenie.
Oh, come on.
Don't be a wiener.
There you go.
Snippet. Little snippet.
That was amazing.
Gracias.
Puss in Boots.
Si, señor way.
I love you.
Next song.
Any more questions before we do some pictures?
Preguntas?
Don't be shy.
No.
Eddie and Brent grew up in Orange County.
That's true.
Gonna throw that out if that was the next question.
Orange County. Yep.
Gone. Big round of applause for OneRepublic.
Thank you.
We're gonna do photos and whatnot, and everybody's gonna be able to get one, so you don't gotta push around enough.